Thank you, Carmen, for accepting this interview with us. That is not the first one. So, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for this interview. I'm sure that it will be a very interesting one. And I'm looking forward to your questions.
Okay. So the first one will be, what would be some of the important things, themes and elements that came up from the recent assembly?
Our assembly had as a theme, weaving global solidarity for life, that they may have life and have it to the full. And our three speakers were talked to us about the issues of today and where we need to weave this global solidarity. That is, on the side of ecology, what is happening to our world and to our atmosphere, and how the way we live is impacting on the global climate, but also on the very poor, especially. And that some of the issues of our world today are directly linked with the way that we live. For example, poverty brings people to migrate, or it brings people who want to, well, just to simply to find a way to live, and that makes them come into the hands of traffickers. So this is one of the very important things, I think, that we understood. A second thing was about how are we looking at the poor, at the marginalized, and whether we are just doing things for them, being like machines who are weaving a lot of cloth, or are we real weavers who are there patiently doing one step at a time, and are there listening, weaving life together with the people on the peripheries, having partnership with them, having an alliance with them, so that we are there at their service, but so that they can say what they need from life, what they want from life, and we are working together. It is a whole change of mentality of how we work in the peripheries. And also, when we are on the peripheries, we cannot be living in a lifestyle which is of people who are rich. We need also to change something in the way that we live. We're also called upon to continue working for interreligious dialogue, for also intercultural living together, which are 2 points which are extremely important today. So these are some of the points that I really gathered from this assembly, and which will surely have to be worked upon and seen how can we adapt, how can we change, what do we need to change, how can we adapt our formation so that our young sisters can be trained in order to be able to live this.
Okay, thank you. And I guess, Sister Carmen, that all the sisters, they were like 870 superiors general participating in the assembly. And I guess that all these congregations are very committed to face these social issues. Is that right?
That's right. I was very struck to hear the comments of different superior generals who have sisters in very difficult places, in places where there is war, in like Lebanon, like South Sudan, like Iraq, or like Syria, and who remain there in spite of the danger, because they have made an alliance with the people, and it is with them that they want to remain. We have sisters also who are working with the very, very poor, with the people who are really marginalized and not counting for anything in very different parts of the world. And therefore, we see that religious life, women's religious life especially, is extremely, is in very difficult places, but that is where we see the face of Jesus, the face of Christ, and that is where we are meant to be, I would say. This is where our prophetic voice comes in. This is what we mean by being there, as a word which says that God loves everybody, more exclusively maybe the poor.
Actually, it's interesting that we are making this interview today. We just learned that one sister was killed in South Sudan. So this makes us touch clearly what that means, you know,
right.
to be very committed with the poor. So, Sister Carmen, what will UISG do to continue to live solidarity for life for the next 3 years? Because this will be the theme for the next 3 years. So,
that's right. So as we have a strategic plan, which we have just made, I think through that we will try to continue to see that UISG is not only an organization here in Rome, but that it is everywhere in the world through our delegates, through our constellations, that we are becoming more and more this prophetic voice in the church and in the world, and that we are having intercongregational projects, intercongregational ventures and ideas, so that together we can truly be at the service of the poor, of the in the peripheries, in the different peripheries of our life. We have also some projects from the central projects, and this we will continue, for example, with the network of Talitha Qum, which is becoming more and more, englobing more and more countries in the world, so that we can fight together against trafficking in humans, which unfortunately is becoming more and more true everywhere. We also have a project in Sicily, and we have already 2 communities who are trying to get to know the migrants and to see how they can work together. It's not a big project where we have come with some great big work which will give an answer.
it's a drop.
It's a drop, and it is more to listen and to walk together. That too, we hope will be enlarged in the near future. We also have always with the UISG the project of South Sudan, which unhappily has been very hard hit in these last days, these last months. But we know that the people, the sisters and the priests there, the fathers there, are all ready to continue in spite of the danger. So it is for us a big comfort to know that we have such dedicated people.
Then we have also Regina Mundi, that is a very old project, and a brand new one that is the Canonical Council.
That's right. So Regina Mundi is a project where we grant scholarships for sisters who need to study theology and also Canon Law now, so that they can study in their own area, in their own zone, in Africa and India. And the Canon Law Project is a project to help religious in the various parts of the world with canon law advice by women religious. So this is a brand new project, and we know that it has met with a lot of success because it is a very great need. We had the first meeting of canon lawyers here, not only the core group, but canon lawyers coming from all over the world. That was in January
Was in December.
In December.
2015.
In December. And when they went back, for example, the sisters from India, they called upon other religious canon lawyers from all over India, and they had a 3-day seminar among themselves so that they can see what they can do for their sisters there. So this was a wonderful initiative, and this is the type of thing which brings global solidarity, because from one action it continues growing into different actions in different parts of the world.
That's right. UISG always nurtures networking, of sisters. That is very important. Okay, just the final question. If you had to take a photo of the women religious life that came out from the assembly, what would you say?
It's a multi-facial photo. Already when we looked at the 870 sisters present, you could see all the different types of faces and colors and habits from all over the world. So it is really a collage, a mosaic. But also in our discussions, you could see the very great difference. You had some newer congregations, you had some older congregations, some congregations who are growing, and others who are dying out, who have finished their mission, and therefore it is very, very different. However, what I could say also is we had a panel of young religious at one point, and in this panel you could see the great hope of our young religious. They were coming from different parts of the world, and they were all telling us that numbers do not really count for them. That's not what would make them go back and not take the step to become religious. They were telling us also how through their training, which is intercongregational, they have learned of the charisms of the different congregations, and they can live and work with different congregations together. So this is for me a great hope for the future of religious life, that we are not just keeping to ourselves as if each congregation has their own charism so different from others, but that there grows this knowledge of a common charism, that is the charism of religious life. I saw too that some congregations who are maybe older or who have more means are looking also how to pass the borders and help and be in contact with other congregations, like from the north to the south, or from the south to the north. So that is another way, I think, of building a global solidarity.
That's right. Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Carmen, and again, congratulations for your re-election. You have been confirmed as president of the UISG. For any other, information, or if you want to read about the talks of the assembly and see the photo, you can go